Hey you guys, thank you so much for tuning in. My name is KB. So happy that you're here with me. Welcome. So today I just wanted to reminisce a little bit. I was thinking about my 20s and I was like, you know what? My 20s was a good time. My 20s was you just had to be there. I mean, I came up in the era of T-Pain, Lil Wayne, T.I. If you know, you know. You know what I mean? It was just a time. But anyway, I really enjoyed my 20s, had a lot of fun. And I'm just like, you know what? If I could do some things differently, there's a couple things I have in mind. So that's what I want to share with you today. And please let me know if you could relate to any of these things because I always want to hear from you. So the first thing that I would probably do a little bit differently would just be to have more confidence. In your 20s, you're exploring, you're trying to figure out who you are and what you want out of life. And I just wish that I had more confidence, with anything that I was involving myself in. I wish I had more confidence in myself. I wish I had more confidence in the choices that I made and the risk that I took or did not take. Because confidence, what I now know, is one of the keys to your success. It doesn't matter how good you are at necessarily doing something. If you just have the confidence, you will get through it. You know what I mean? So I think in my 20s, I wanted to take acting lessons or public speaking because I wanted to do better in that area of my life, just being more expressive. But I just often did not. I just didn't because I didn't have the confidence. But yet, had I done those things, had I put myself out there more and taking those risks and try to, level up my skills, then I would have had the confidence. So it's just being scared and being unsure of yourself is not going to get you very far. The point is to get to it, forget about the outside noise and what everybody else is doing, and just go for it. So I definitely wish I have more confidence. And also with confidence, with men can sniff out confidence. Men just know if you are a woman that knows what she wants and is not taking no crap. They know. And unfortunately, I was just kind of just figuring things out. And I definitely feel like I got taken advantage of from time to time with men, just simply because I wasn't firm in who I was and the boundaries. I didn't necessarily make them very clear to people, and they would just walk right over that. So be confident. Be confident. It's everything. Another thing I'm thinking about is just taking care of my body. Did a lot of partying in my 20s, and I don't take it back because it was a good time. But yeah, definitely just taking care of my body. Alcohol, alcohol is really bad for the body. Let's not sugarcoat it. Alcohol is really, really bad for the body. It does break your body down over time. It's terrible for your liver. Your liver does so much for your body. It cleanses your blood. It filters toxins. Your liver is so important, but every time you take shot after shot after shot or drink after drink, you're just causing so much stress on the body itself and definitely the liver. So knowing what I know now, I wouldn't have drank as much. You know what I mean? And you just make bad decisions when you're drunk. And really, I feel like I drank pretty much because I didn't have that much confidence. The two kind of go hand in hand, you know what I mean? So I would drink so that I would feel loose, so that I could dance and just feel free. But had I just been confident in the first place, I don't need drinks just to be able to dance on the dance floor, you know what I mean? And back then we used to dance on the dance floor. It's not like when you go out now, everybody's just staring at each other and taking selfies or taking videos. No, we used to dance back in my day. A good time. So yeah, just taking care of my body, knowing the importance of exercise, just every day doing something to move your body, because as you get older, You start getting these aches and pains and you don't know where it's coming from. One day your knee is hurting, the next day your elbow is hurting. Like, how random, right? So like, just taking care of your body is super, super important. And I wish I did more of that in my 20s. Another thing that I can think of is, I would say, like financial literacy, just saving money, just knowing the importance of, having like a high yield savings account, putting your money in investments, and just knowing terms like bonds and stocks and dividends, like just educating myself with that. I had no clue and I really didn't care to look into it. But now I'm like, oh, had I started putting a little bit of money away in my 20s, I would have been a little bit further along now. So yeah, it's just so important. Like, don't waste your money, in your 20s. Like, I know you want to have fun. And that's what I was doing. I was having fun. I wasn't really worried. But you got to just set yourself up early because you do get older pretty quickly. So it's just good. Like, if you can start young, put your money away, then you'll be good by the time you want to retire or buy a house. Like, you have that savings and you have a plan. So yeah, it definitely would have been better with my money. I wasn't making a lot of money though, but even so, I definitely just spent money on outfits and makeup and just stuff like you don't always need, just spending kind of frivolously. Yeah, I would definitely just save more and just educate myself on the importance of money and how money really works. That's really important. And then let me see. Another thing I would say, probably boundaries. I think I mentioned boundaries just a little while ago, but having boundaries, like saying no, like, okay, let me say this. Saying no is a complete sentence. If you don't want to do something, you don't have to do something. Like, I remember at work a lot of the times, the manager would come to me and be like, oh, can you stay late? Such and such didn't show up for their shift or whatever. And I would always just say yes, 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 yes. And half the time I didn't want to say yes. I wanted to go home or I wanted to hang out with my friends. But I said yes. And it's like, you burn out really, really fast by always saying yes, by always being there for people. Even with like family and friends, just always being there, always saying yes. And it's like, nobody is saying yes to me. Why am I saying yes to everybody else? So just being comfortable, telling people the truth, being honest, and setting the boundaries, because I now realize the boundary is not for the other person. The boundary is to protect you. So yeah, just like tell people, no, I don't have the time. I can't do it. I'm too tired. Like, just being honest. Yeah, that's key. And then the last thing, which is very important, I would say the expectations that I put on myself. Like, oh, by the time I'm 25 or 26, I'll be married. And then by the time I'm 27, I'll have my master's degree. And then by the time I'm 28, I'll have my first baby. And then by the time I'm 29, me and my husband will have had a house, have bought a house. And it's just like, who is setting up all these timelines and why do they all have to be achieved in your 20s? And let me tell you, not one of them things that I had on my list, not a master's, not a husband, not a nothing. None of it happened as I thought it would happen. And it's really not important, right? Because I now know that God's timing is not your timing. You can make a plan. You can make a plan all you want to, but whatever God has in store for you on his timing, that's what's going to happen. So yeah, just like not having these like hard expectations on myself. And then when I wasn't, seeing that they were coming to fruition, now I'm questioning myself. Now I'm doubting myself. Now the little bit of confidence I had, now that's really in the toilet. And when you start seeing that things aren't happening for your life, now you try and go harder for them. You try and go harder. You try to push more for them. But it's like the more you like hold on to something so tightly, the more it slips through your hands. So what would be the point of going after it harder and harder? Like, a lot of the times you just got to let things go. You just got to let them happen. You got to allow God to bless you and to just know that anything you're supposed to have, you will have in due season. So I think that's probably the biggest one. Really, just letting go, letting things happen, and not being so hard on myself. Like, yeah, don't be hard on yourself. It's not worth it. You know, be you can be disciplined, right? And like I said, you could set your goals, but you don't have to be so hard on yourself, because everything will happen as it should. So yeah, that's my little reminiscence down memory lane. My 20s was a very good time. And you know, if you're watching this, just let me know if you could relate in any way. I appreciate you tuning in and being here with me, and I really want to see you guys on the next video. So can you subscribe? Can you subscribe? I really appreciate that. You guys have a blessed day, and I'll see you next time. Bye.